Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with week 2 of the LCUS split number 4. I am Kenos, and I'm joined for this first set of casts by my good buddy Nickelbacher. How's it going, Nickel?
It's going good, Kenos. How about yourself?
Doing all right. Welcome back.
It feels good to be back, let me say.
All right. So for those of you joining us here, we have six teams coming up for 3 sets of games here. Team Phoenix is on bye. First set of games: Nine Lives versus Northern Storm. Then Blitzkrieg versus Gale Force. Gale Force took the week off, and Blitzkrieg had that incredibly long game last week. So we'll see what Gale Force learned from that. And then option 12, White Wolf, closing out the evening. Gonna pop over to the stats real quick for the fun fact that since Phoenix is on bye, this means that if Gale Force manages to win a game, Phoenix will still be winless, which is, obviously unfortunate for them. But Nickel, tell me about this Nine Lives Northern Storm. There's a couple of subs that have been going in so far this week.
Only a couple. It's going to be interesting. I mean, we do a lot of shuffles around anyways, coming into new splits, but we have a few, as you said, subs coming in today, so it's going to be interesting to see what they brought to the table. We do have a lot of people coming in with some, by the rank, pretty good ability, so I don't know. It's always those wild cards that seem to make this more interesting, and that we've seen in previous splits that sometimes the subs can just steal the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Northern Storm in particular had a lot of subs last split. Like I believe their intro game was almost all subs last split. Now here we are on this one. But with both the top laners and jungle for both sides swapped out, we'll see if that impacts how they play at all. But we're going straight into the first game, so we'll see what happens here. Of course, as everyone knows, subs impact a lot of things. Who bans what? Because, who knows what these players are particularly good at. Tilt Me Silly and Skept in particular are newer players.
Correct. Yeah, it really gets into the person's head of what do we ban now. Although it's pretty safe to ban just what's meta, but still. There's always that one pocket champion that somebody has.
And of course, due to some of the last minute subs that have happened, there are ban penalties that are being assessed here as well, which may also affect how the games play out.
Yeah, this is true. Those first bans always suck. Well, it gives them opportunity to try to ban using picks, although sometimes that doesn't totally work out.
They are banning Blitzcrank, which is Sigtao Lord's one of his favorite supports.
How could you take that away from my buddy's sake?
It's also worth noting that last week Kaisa was banned in every single game, and Anivia wasn't banned at all, which I believe our lovely Wednesday casting did talk about there in the Let's Talk About League.
Could leave for a week and everybody's playing Kaisa now?
Or not playing Anivia, one or the other.
One or the other, yeah.
But yeah, some interesting bans coming out here. We've got Graves and Galio as 2 picks. Galio can be very powerful, but generally not something you see in the early ban stages.
Right.
Fizz, of course, extremely good, especially at this level.
You're not wrong there.
Right. Let's do it. Alright. And Vagar, who's also a pretty common ban in the LCUS.
A lot of mid bans coming out right out of the gate here. We got Fizz. Oh, I guess Galio could be a top lane as well. But mostly see him in the mid lane. That's an interesting ban from both teams already.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, CB Hickey and Sigtao Infinite used to each other by now, probably. Ooh, Zach. Zach, I believe, only made 1 appearance last week, so nice to see him come back. Jungle picks were a little different last week. Didn't really see Sejuani and Zach as much as we normally do.
I did hover over the streams a little bit, so I did see some of the picks, and questionable for the... But it seems like it worked out for some teams.
And then Braum, so that's probably going to be Sigtao Lord on that Braum. A little different from Blitzcrank, but still can provide some good CC opportunities. Ooh. If they do pick up this Kayn Was a mainstay in the LCUS for a while, kind of disappeared there for a bit. So interesting to see if they're able to get some plays with him coming out.
Could this be his introduction back into the LCUS?
I don't think so, but we'll see.
Probably not. No.
Probably not. I mean, jungle is just with so many of the junglers being such a strong pick for more durable roles, like we said, the Zacs, the Sejuanis, some big Udyrs, the Gragas if you really want to get out there. It's less likely that they're going to start bringing in somebody who's kind of a little more assassin-y like Kayn, but we'll see.
Oh my god, did they pick Teemo?
They did pick Teemo, yes.
Excuse me, I gotta go in my corner and cry a little bit.
Could be worse, it could be jungle Tarek.
Yeah, true.
Alright, Orianna mainstay, I think we saw her a couple of times last week. Not that surprising, more of a defensive mid laner, I believe some of the players were suggesting. So not a bad choice if you're stuck picking mid laners first.
Right. And she does have an interesting kit too. When you've got people off guard, it's really interesting to see what a good Orianna player can do.
Ooh, Malzahar. Alright, so 9 lives is going to get to be sad for this first set of games.
Good luck, guys.
But I mean, on the other hand, at the moment, with the team they have, there isn't really any like great Malzahar targets, you know? Because, I mean, Malzahar gets the most of his advantage when he's going up against a character who wants to dive in, right? So he jumps in and then Malzahar just stops him in his tracks. But there isn't anyone like that right now. And with what I'm assuming is going to be the support in ADC, there may not be any sort of like big, jumpy, assassin-y person.
Indeed.
So, no, go ahead.
Sorry there. But still, though, you still got some interesting... Malzahar might be still good against a Teemo and a Zac, because Zac does have the jumpies, but although gives a little bit of a knockback when he gets in. But one thing he might be looking for is some Teemo action, because you got a little invisible rat coming in. Well, that's more... Sorry.
Sure.
Having a blank moment right there. No, just have Teemo come in trying to put some mushrooms down and think that he has an easy pick. Malzahar might be able to turn the tables on that.
For sure, yeah. And I mean, that's not to say that Malzahar can't just, get that pick potential. Stop people from escaping, ambush people who might think about getting away. Ooh, a Kled, nice. But I don't think that, because I mean, while you said that he can grab Zac, I mean, Zac wants to get grabbed because he's the tank, right? It's like... Oh no, you stopped the tank from moving. Darn.
This is true.
But we'll see how Sigtao Infinite decides to run with it. Kled, very interesting. We probably the pick for Tilt Me Silly, who, as we said, is a newer player, or a new player in the LCUS, filling in as a sub here. Kled, of course, got some infamy in previous LCUS splits for his insane split pushing potential.
Indeed. We will be able to see that again. From what we've seen, I believe that was Shaken Not Stirred, if I'm correct. Yes. Shaken Not Stirred was a god with Kled, able to just do split pushes by himself, and I believe he even got a couple of was able to sneak into base a couple times.
Ooh, an Ashe. Alright.
Going back to basics, I enjoy this.
Alright, so some interesting matchups here. Let's just talk about the bot lane first, I guess, because they're some of the returning players as opposed to the subs. Tristana Thresh versus Ashe Braum. Who do you like in this pairing?
It's gonna come down to kind of how... It's gonna come down to patience and engagement. Because Tristana Thresh, they have a little bit more of... chemistry where a Thresh can pull them in. Tristana just starts laying out people, especially if they get the Ashe. But Ashe and Braum have a very good toolkit so where they can just kind of hang back and defend and maybe get some help from that Kayn, because you can just swoop in and hopefully get a pick off of Tristana and Thresh. But it's really going to come down to really how patient each of these guys are. But for right now, without thinking of any other lane, I'd probably give this to Tristana and Thresh.
Yeah, Tristana is definitely a big threat, but one thing to note is that now that they have the Tristana pick, Malzahar's value goes way up.
That is true, actually. Yeah, because
Because,
Tristana jumping in and then Malzahar ulting, that's pretty much a done Tristana.
right, exactly. This is a Malzahar who will Sigtao Infinite will need to just kind of hold on to that ultimate, see where Tristana is, and maybe use it to lock down the two little Yordles, the Teemo and the Tristana. But we'll have to see how well he utilizes it. Um, Mid lane, that'll be interesting. I kind of consider Orianna and Malzahar on the same footing. They seem to have similar play styles, though Malzahar can be pretty harassy with his silence.
Hmm. They both kind of have like a very harass toolkit to them,
Hmm.
but I feel like that it's going to be just kind of one of those old League of Legends things where they're just killing minions and waiting for something to happen.
I mean, Zac and Kane are both very good at attacking from odd angles.
True.
So I think the mid lane, the mid and bot lane, well, I mean every lane, but specifically I think the mid and bot lanes are going to get the most focus from them.
Hmm.
Um, will be very interesting because Zac can come in from whatever angle he wants and get some work done. And Kane with his wall walking. Up in the top lane though, Teemo and Kled. That's going to be interesting. I'm wondering. It'll be interesting to see how many times Kled survives with no hit points because his little riding buddy comes back just in the nick of time.
Right.
Which of course is
That's
the
gonna
the most annoying thing about Kled.
right. That's gonna be a very annoyed Teemo because it's just gonna be that one brim of poison that's gonna get him down, and then all of a sudden, the guy comes back.
But then on the other hand, Teemo actually has some good utility against Kled. Kled tries to do his big rush in, and suddenly there's mushrooms everywhere.
Right.
Split pushing, Teemo can drop a dozen mushrooms in the lane, and suddenly all the minions are dead.
Hmm.
So I think that it'll be really interesting to see if Huge can use that to his advantage and stop any sort of Kled split pushing. I would imagine that if that does become a thing, we'll see Kled split pushing in different lanes.
Hmm.
Not necessarily in the top lane. Maybe rotate over toward the more on the bottom side. But at the same time, we'll have to see if that's where Yuji's head is at, because sometimes the tactics that may seem like a good idea from up here in our armchairs are different from what's down there in the rift.
Correct. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting what Huge is going through with Teemo because really with the split push the potential, you think that he would probably want to put the mushrooms in the lane rather than having it in the jungle or something to protect himself.
Hmm.
It's really going to come down to how badly the game is going for him, because I mean, you can just be a troll. If you're winning, you can just be a troll with Teemo and just flood the jungle and just annoy the opposing team trying to get something. And if you're
Absolutely.
behind, then you have a good defense.
All right. Well, we're going into the Foster Adventure skin analysis. Foster Adventure enhancing lives of teens in care by funding social, athletic, and educational opportunities to give a sense to normalcy to teens, promoting friendship and life skills. Donate at fosteradventure.org. So let's see here. Very few skins coming out of Northern Storm here. Disappointing.
Sigh. Sigtal Lord, that is. I know you better than this, man. I know you better than this. But I might have to give this to Nine Lives just by default.
Right. I mean, they obviously won that by default. There's no contest there, and really just a bunch of disappointment.
Hmm.
It's
And they had a pretty good purple theme going on, except for the asshole on. I mean, excuse me, Teemo on the left.
Yeah, they did almost kind of lined up there. I mean, even like they even have kind of like the nebulous purple theme kind of going there, which is
Right.
interesting.
Exactly. But yeah. 9 Lives. Skin gets wins. 9 Lives. Holy crap.
Let's see what happens here.
Right into the game.
All right. Northern Storm waiting, and we saw something similar. I believe it was out of them last week as well, where rather than sitting in the normal bush, they sat here and hoped to pick someone off heading into. I can actually ping into there.
They're looking for something, but just need to look a little bit further and then they might find it.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think that Nine Lives is going to fall for it. Oh, they actually predicted it going in here. Let's see if they can get Brandana. They do get the flash. That's enough for a win right there, I'd say.
I'd have to agree with you there.
Couple of wards too. Getting the ADC flash that early, very well done. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously a good use of the flash there. You don't want to get picked off that early on. Give away that gold. And Brandana did not take the jump away first, so wasn't able to just do it that way. That's probably one of the reasons you pick your ability earlier, or later. But that's fine. Explosive shot, get the farming out, and we'll see. I mean, maybe Brandana will not need flash for the next 250 seconds. It's possible.
Don't say that. You're gonna jinx them.
I will say that I do really like the green Ash skin, even if the rest of the team let us down. Northern Storm's Ash skin is very good. Alright, some bullying up in the top lane already. Huge and Tilt Me Silly going back and forth. A lot of poke. Tilt Me Silly may want to wait for a couple more levels before going head to head with Teemo. Zach doing a blue rotation here. Wonder if that was because he saw all the wards down on red buff? It probably was, I would think. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Zach jungle pathing.
Yeah, I assumed that you probably saw it, but really it's just to get visioned up, I think, too.
But we'll see. Wards have now expired. Shaken clearing a little bit quicker than Zach, because Zach didn't get the frog either. So just clearing a little bit quicker there. Zach actually choosing to go for the minions down here as opposed to going for the red buff right away. Trying to get some of that extra hit points, I suppose. And the first dragon will be an Infernal. But we'll see if this gank coming through here, through the wall, Hickey sees it, gets out.
Testing the waters a little bit there, but a little bit too early.
Alright, here comes a possible gank here. There is no vision. Lands up. Flashes. Ash flashes as well there. They do get the Braum, but Braum's shield has taken a lot. 2 flashes burned down there in the bot lane. That's a good gank.
If you're gonna go something for a gank, you might as well go for a flash. Nicely done. And really showing who's got the bigger stick for right now.
Up there in the top lane, despite Huge harassing Tilt Me Silly relatively effectively, he is behind in CS.
Sig.
Oh,
Buddy.
Oh, Sig gets too far forward there, taken out.
Ow.
There's a problem with burning those flashes on immobile champions. Something to point out, Northern Storm's bot lane is incredibly immobile compared to Brandana in particular. So once they get jumped on by, especially when you're against a Zac too, though Zac's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Up against Shaken, probably, oh, Shaken does not wire, okay. Oh, nice, does get the crab there, and there's a lantern.
Shaken. Did you not see the dude's health bar? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know, that was really weird. I don't
Something that really needs to get into your head is like when you find somebody like that. I think maybe he was thinking that, oh, bot lane is going to come up and just own me.
Right.
But he definitely had enough time to take that out. It's just a judgment call at that point. He did the safe bet, which I can condone, but still.
He probably was thinking just getting the passive wasn't enough, because obviously Zac can survive a little bit longer thanks to that passive. But at the same time, I think getting the passive would have been worth it enough.
Yeah.
But that's fine. You know, made the call, didn't end up dying for it, so we'll see. Tilt Me Silly very low up there in the top lane. I'm very surprised. Well, maybe we'll see Skipped going up there and SK. Let's just call him SK. See SK going up there. Apologies to SK if you preferred to go by something else. I didn't see a note about it. Alright, missing call here. Bot laners have bought their first sets of items. Obviously that first blood gold giving Brandana a much bigger advantage.
That's gonna hurt.
Crap. Missed that in the mid lane there, but that's what you expect, especially at level 6.
Yeah. Skepta is coming in, trying to just defend a little bit, but ooh, Malzahar is doing a number on him though.
Yeah, that damage. This is a Malzahar with no items, so.
Right. Just shows the annoyance. Well, to be fair, Zac doesn't have too much going for him as of yet either.
Alright, teleport being blown to get back to that lane. But yeah, that's the big thing you got to look out for Malzahar, is the second he hits 6, something bad is going to happen to you. Speaking of 6, huge burns flash. They're diving for him, though. Let's see if he gets anything out of it as well. Tower is going to take out Kane. So they do get something for it. And Infernal Drake may be taken here by 9 lives.
A lot of ganks coming out right out of the gate. Jeez.
Yeah, with the very aggressive junglers that they have, it's not that surprising.
Right.
And teleports being blown as well, so these players are looking to get back into lane and continue farming rather than using their teleports offensively. Which may come back to be something they regret later. But we'll see what happens. Kled actually going for blue buff here. See if he gets it. There are no wards in the jungle. Zac is ganking bot lane. Here we go. SK misses there. Misses all of it, actually. That's rather unfortunate. Not quite 6 yet on that SK. Almost there on Zac. One more minion or creep wave should do it. Kled is definitely getting this blue buff, though. Heading back for it. He's got 700 gold in his pocket. Might pick up some boots. Hickey's having some real trouble against Infinite here.
Oh boy.
Nope, here comes the teleport. Kled's going in with this blue buff. The slow is on Brandana, who leaps away. Gregosaurus tries to help out with the lantern. Ooh, blown flash. Tilt Me Silly is going to be a little tilted after that. Oh, but they're going in anyway. Sigtao Lord once again way too far forward. Brandana burns his flash, but can't get the last hit. 33 HP. Ooh, Gregosaurus disconnects at the worst possible time. Brandana's in trouble, gets taken out. Zac comes back in, may get the Ash kill. Does, and we pause at a very dramatic moment.
Out of all the times that you could disconnect. Oh my gosh.
That Tristana was low enough that I think even if the Thresh had not disconnected, probably still would have gone down.
This is true.
We will see if Thresh comes back to help out Zac, though. I think he probably should. Let me see if I can check out his cooldowns. Yeah, he's got Take the Lantern available, so he might be able to pull Zac out. Because Thresh is just right off the corner of the screen here. So it should be far enough in that he should be able to throw the lantern.
As long as Gregosaurus is not desensitized after whatever happened.
Right.
Oh, real quick.
Going back in. See what happens here. Alright, so Zac taking damage here is getting pulled.
Take the lantern!
Lantern! Oh, he gets away! 14 hit points!
Wow. Nicely done.
Alright, so both SK and Sigtao Lord survive with very little health. Great play there by Gregosaurus. And now Sigtao Infinite wants to kill a Teemo. Though he doesn't have much mana. So he probably won't be able to kill a Teemo. But the desire is still there, and that's what's important.
And I respect that. I respect that for somebody wanting to kill a Teemo.
Alright, mid lane is now, top lane, bot lane is rotated to the mid lane. Ashe does have that stun available, and it looks like they might be positioning for it. Sig being very aggressive here. I don't think they should take this, though. Yeah, especially not with that. So, big lane rotations coming out here. It looks as though bot lane is going to head back bot now. With Sigtao Infinite mostly just defending this turret, so first turret does not go to 9 lives. Hold on. Sigtao Infinite still has not gone back to lane. Go back, go to shop, man, for God's sakes. Oh, there's the flash suppression. 2 ults used on this Teemo. Probably going to go down, and does. Alright, now you're going to go back to lane. Oh, action down in the bot lane. Once again, bot lane really suffering against the Brandana Gregosaurus Rex. Zac jumps into lane here. Let's see if they can do something to this Kane. They do get the pull on him. Ooh, the ult barely grabs him there. Kane hides inside the Zac. Oh, gets away. Lots of last-second escapes here. Ooh, Sigtao Lord almost gets grabbed. Finally, Sigtao Infinite gets back to purchase. So now that 2,400 gold, now 3,200 gold, finally gets put into effect. And that's going to be a big swing for Northern Storm. First tower gold does go. Oh, flash flay. Let's see if that does anything here. Braum in a lot of trouble. One hit. Stun comes in too late. Kled in a lot of trouble up top lane. SK and Huge on him. This should probably be a kill, and it is. Shutdown gold too.
Just cannot keep your eyes closed for a second with this game. A lot of action happening. All the lanes really back and forth too.
Yeah. 3,000 gold difference, favoring 9 lives so far here. They do have that one dragon with the other Infernal coming soon. Here comes SK back, but doesn't really do too much. Taking a lot of the damage from that Malzahar. Kayn heading up top, but that turret's going to go down. So 2 towers now in favor of 9 lives. I would like to see more wards. I mean, they do have wards, but not really in the greatest of places. There's no wards up here in the top by Baron at all.
Both teams have been very busy just absolutely murdering each other.
Oh, sure. But, you know, at this point, in a game this aggressive, wards are what decide it.
Indeed. Especially since a lot of people are being mobile right now, like this Thresh.
Yeah, that was an amazing diagonal hook there. Good job by Gregosaurus locking that down. If he missed that, he would have been feeling real bad.
But now he feels really good, and that's all that matters.
Alright, so now Fawn and Sigtao Lord. Oh, and Shakeston here have to come in, see if they can hold this. A little bit of pokes here and there. Zac is here as well, so it's 4 mid. They believe they noticed Tilt Me Silly up there. So, a lot of drama in the mid lane. But 9 lives is establishing a commanding lead, I believe, at this point. 2 turrets, 1 dragon, 3 kills up. Where's most of their gold? Most of their gold is in that bot lane with a 4-1 Tristana. Which is something you may not have noticed, the Tristana being 4-1, but it's a very significant number.
Northern Storm is going to try to go for this dragon.
Yeah,
He's pretty open on it, but it seems like there's going to be a little bit of a tussle.
We'll see what happens. There is no ward. Oh, there's one, but it gets blocked immediately by the control ward. So Gregosaurus getting a little too far forward here, I would say. Probably in trouble. Does flail off. Zac gets in the back line. Stun is blown on Thresh. Here comes Tristana. Big play there. Let's see what happens. A lot of kills. Suppression on that Tristana. Heal is blown. Tristana goes down. Orianna, we do still have the Zac alive, whose passive gets popped. A lot of squishiness here. Teemo has been completely unbothered by any of this fight and cleans it up.
If anybody understands why I hate Teemo.
Well, that's what that's why you gotta focus on the Teemo instead of the Zac. Obviously, Zac is a big disruption target, but you can't leave someone like Teemo just hovering.
Also, Skep's got a really good opportunity because Northern Storm was grouped up a lot. Was able to get that ult off and just really disorient everybody to a point where it's like, I have no idea who to attack, so I'm going to attack the person who attacked me, which was Zac.
That was a big ult. A lot of good plays there, and now suddenly this Teemo picked up 3 kills from that fight, and is now second highest gold on 9 lives.
Oh boy.
So we'll see where they go from here off that. 2 Infernals with a Tristana and a Teemo is really bad for Northern Storm. But we'll see if
defense, guys.
The nice thing is that they do have a team that is good at locking down players. So damage doesn't matter if you can't attack. And if you use the Malzahar, if you use the Ashe stun and the Braum knockups and stuff. But Tilt Me Silly's in a little bit of trouble here. Does manage to dodge the first CC. Is going to get popped. Does flash. Oh, his buddy leaves him. Does do the knockback. Great hook by Gregosaurus. It's not even fair.
Right on the tip right there. He was out of there.
Well, we'll see what happens. Bit of a ping here. Maybe going for Rift Herald? No. Looks like there's rotating mid. Sigtao Infinite might walk right into it. Does have the shield to block that first stun. Flashes to get out of the second one, leaving poor Kayn behind. And 9 lives is very in control in this game 1.
Got that right.
Teleport coming in here. Stun does land on the Zac. Turret could help take him down. Nope. Tilt Me Silly misses on any sort of pull. Zac gets away with 64 hit points. Small Zac. Also does not have his passive, so Small Zac is significant. Though he is healing off of this blue aura pretty successfully. Alright, so at this point, the next dragon to come up is another Infernal. Wow, where were all you guys last week? Wards are definitely a necessity at this point, I think, for Northern Storm. They have no wards on the map at all, from what I can see. Everything's been either cleared out or timed out. And they're just very slowly getting pushed back.
It's really just a point of resource management. What do you need to do
Right
now? And really, I think that you're correct. We should see some more vision down here because we still see a lot of rotations coming from 9 lives. It's not just they're gonna end. They're not trying to just group up and be in the mid lane. They have Teemo split pushing up top, which Kled is trying his best to go against. Zac is coming in too, but still though.
Right, and I mean the other issue with it is that the way they're going to get ahead is with pickoffs, and the only way to get pickoffs is if you have vision of where somebody is. So like they could rotate up and try to get this Teemo, and they probably would get the Teemo, but A, it would get spotted, just like this Kled has been spotted, and B, you know, the Teemo, you know, you would then have people up top rather than dealing with the other issues in the mid lane here. We do have 9 lives going for this Rift Herald. We have Fawn and Sigtao Lord heading to deal with the bot lane Winions. Yeah, this Ashe is not doing great. She and Braum both have the same assisting deaths, which is not necessarily the stats you want to line up.
No.
Blue team just summons Rift Herald right away here. 9 lives, applying maximum pressure. They do get the hook there on the Malzahar. So Sigtao Infinite goes down, and that's a real killer. Kayn trying to get away, gets double hooked there, picked off. Ashe takes out the Herald, but at this point they're down 2 heroes, champions. Continually pushing down the lane. Another hook does miss. Can they hold here? We'll see. Oh, Zac just jumps right in, grabs the Ashe, pulls her back out. That's a dead Ashe. Health disappearing. 9 kills on this Tristana. 10 kills on the Tristana. Going for more. Flashes forward even. Will they get Tilt Me Silly? They do. Triple kill. A lot of tower damage though. May not be able to continue this much longer. We'll see what Infinite and Shaken can do here. Infinite does not have Flash available, so he just has... And he has regular boots as well. So he's a little bit slower than most characters. Shaken going down. And a 10k gold lead. Dragon up in 30 seconds. Kayn might get picked off here. We'll see. Whew. Does put down the ward. Zac comes. Zac dealing a lot of damage here too. Top lane. Oh, they do manage to take out the Teemo top thanks to good use of that Malzahar. Not sure what Shaken's doing here. Trying more just to stall than actually get out. Probably should ult here. Does. Here comes Kled to help. Oh, big heal. There's that red buff there. Or not red buff, red skin. Zac decides to flash, I think that was? Nope. Just gets pulled to get out. And they get out. But good job by Tilt Me Silly coming to back up his teammate. And good job with that pickup showing there is still kill potential coming out of Northern Storm. But no wards on this dragon is real painful. Tilt Me Silly walks into the Zac. Fortunately is not grabbed for his trouble. Does put down a ward there though, so that's good. Ooh, man, that Tristana one shot. And that's
just a cannon to the face.
Just a quarter of Kled's health in one shot. That's a problem. They're thinking about going for this Tristana, not a bad idea. waiting for the ambush. Bait. Nope. They triggered it a little too soon. Though they are getting the knockups, the pulls. There's a suppression. All right. That's good. But using 3 bot, they're going for Baron here. 9 lives. Practically uncontested. There's no vision on it, of course. They must know they're going for Baron, though.
Especially with that Ash vision right there.
Alright, so Baron versus Dragon, but at the very least Northern Storm now has a Dragon. So we'll see what Baron can do. Tristana was dead for that, so Tristana will not have Baron buff, which is important. But we'll see where it goes here. I haven't seen too many Ash arrows. I'd like to see a couple more of those if possible. See what happens. Kled is, or not Kled, Shaken is really out of position here. All the way down there in the bot lane, trying to split push, trying to create some sort of pressure, but I mean he's an 0-4 and 6 Kayn. That's not going to scare anybody.
Right. And plus, it's really not phasing 9 lives at all. Right. He's trying to go and help his team now.
Right, and here comes Zach, who's just going to clean up in 2 hits, and there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wards would help. They do have a bunch of wards around the Dragon Pit now, so they do see Gregosaurus here rotating down. Might want to get something going with that. Despite being 0-1 and 13, he is still pretty squishy, only 1,500 hit points. But then there's the concern that Zach will come. Ooh, a flash got, I keep hearing flashes when there aren't actually flashes. I don't know if there's something wrong with my sound card or not. Anyway, so now a big collapse is coming down here in the jungle. Let's see if anyone can get out of here. Shaken's in a lot of trouble. Might want to wall walk. Isn't going to get the chance. Tried to ult there and almost managed to pull it off. So they're already down 1 guy. And 9 lives is looking for more here. Big shots on the turret. This turret's not going to last very long. And Brandan has anything to say about it, which she does. So we'll see what happens with this push. 16 seconds on Shaken before he comes back. Gregosaurus is pretty low. Half health, pretty squishy. 1 big shot could probably take him out. But of course, picking off the support is not the greatest thing in the world. But every little bit helps at this point. There is that hook on Sigtal Lord. Ooh, big Orianna ult. Double colored by a Zac ult. Taking out the Sigtal Lord. Big Thresh ult as well. Thresh not picking out. Still there to help. Looks like this is probably going to be game. We'll see what happens. That's an ace. Ace for the Tristana. And this is probably going to be game, I would say. Baron buff, super minions.
They got the damage, they got the time. This is going to be a GG.
Yep. Alright. So, Skins get wins.
Skins get wins indeed. The purple was able to get the purple. I don't know. I don't know what I was going for there. But
yeah, I don't think anyone actually knows what you're going for there.
No, not even I know. Okay.
Alright, pulling up the score screen here.
What a bloodbath for the first game of the night.
Yep, checking out some advanced details. That Tristana, just absolutely insane damage numbers. Almost double the next highest. Can't even. And then Teemo, even better. So 2 characters, that's how you get blowout a team. 2 characters dealing more damage than the rest of anyone else on their team. The opposing team, that is. Alright, so congratulations to 9 lives. Good clean, well, good bloody, but good execution. And we'll take a brief break and see if Northern Storm can come back in game 2. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.